Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. I wanted to get this video out to you a little bit quicker because of the trade setup that's happening today. Now, most people look at this as being a bullish move here, but we have a nice bear setup. And if you're willing to take the bounce, basically short the bounce, you're likely to get rewarded well off of it. So I'll go through the SPY trade that we did in the Discord today. I already did that for the $4.99 a month members, along with Tesla, and why we shorted it today. And we were looking for a new high. So we did debit spreads last week, and then we got our new high. So we did some naked inverse double ETF bear ETFs today, a handful of those, so more than a handful. But so if we're doing this video about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube supporter. It's 99 cents a month on YouTube. Thank you very much. Let's go. We have SPX on the daily time frame. We're going to focus in on what's happening right now. So I love SPX because it's a cash chart and it's not skewed. You'll see when we go to SPY. It's a perfect wedge breakdown and backtest using the end of the wicks here. All right, that's a trade up setup in itself. It's a traditional trade setup, a pattern breakdown, backtest, and we should see continuation. I think we close this gap. There's a possibility that we even close this gap this week. All right. I'm not going to promise anything on that, but we'll say the next couple weeks we should close this gap. I think it's going to reverse into today, and price action can climb up, wedges too, but we're at the 62% retracement. So let me go ahead and go through this quickly. So if you're a bull, you're saying, hey, great, you're back on that 8 EMA. I just think this is, if you're looking at that alone, then you should be bullish. But we're against resistance. I think we're going to break down from here. And even if you're a bull, I would look for, this is pretty much straight down move, 5-wave impulse move possibly. And look for an A, B, C correction, some sort of zigzag or flat pattern or something like that for a larger correction, even if you're bullish. Clearly, if you're bullish, you have to hold, these areas here. But I think it's likely after this big move and all the divergences have to play out, I think we'll get lower. Calling oscillator. All right, so we've seen a little bounce off of that oversold area. We're back to neutral on breadth. We'll see where this goes from there, but this played out nicely. And I think we're going to continue to move lower, but price will have to tell us. So if you got that first trade, you're good. We're holding swings because we think we have a top here altogether. And we added on to our swings today. All right. Slow stoke starting to curl up. RSI never really hit that oversold area. So that with breadth, if that turns back around, we're likely to go down further. And we're looking for the cross here on the MACD, not quite there yet. If we get a bearish day, then I think that will cross that over. DMARC. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. Means nothing yet. Red on the awesome oscillator. Let's go to SPY. Okay, on SPY we have the money flow index. Money's starting to flow out. Let's see if we start a trend to the downside or if we go back up to this overbought territory. Bollinger tagged or came close to that 20 moving average, and so far holding up. We had the sell signal already. I think we're likely to fail. And we could even see the lower end of the Bollinger Band before another bounce. So let's see what happens. No trade off of these. That's why basically I'm just saying there's nothing to really see here. LA oscillator. So let's go to SPY 65. We're not going to go around to the other. Well, I need to look at VIX. VIX is really important to us. I'm not going to look at anything else yet. I want to get this out to you. So we had our spike up here. Let's go to the moving averages. And all we're doing right now is testing the 200. 200's been a very promising place for reactions or reversals. All right, in the past, and we're back at it right now. So let's see if price holds this area. If not, then we have that trend line. Again, if you are new to this channel, we've been watching this trend line here because price has been basing for a really long time with SPY. So I have this whole area highlighted, and you see we're coming back to that area, that trend line, and we're out of that box so far. We could even test that box as well. Okay, so SPY on the 65. Let's do the traditional look. So you see how we have this trend line here that goes from bottom to bottom. On SPY, it's skewed. It says if we're going up here already. But if you're on the daily time frame, you have the wicks that you could use as well. So that's about where SPX is, and so that's where we're back testing. But we'll leave it as is. So we have a gap up here likely to fill. We're at that 50 moving average. Again, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulse move, and we're back testing up here. We talked about the options expected move. It's more bearish if we don't hit it. It's just it takes down the probability of hitting both sides. So we took our trade today we took it into next week, but we took the strike price at 567 because that's where the options expected move is for the week. And I suspect that after this bounce, we should head to the lower end by the end of the week, and that it could accelerate from FOMC minutes on Wednesday. We have NVIDIA after the bell on Wednesday. But right now, holding the moving averages. We got underneath. We're testing the 50 right now. Back into overbought territory. We're in the bear territory with the MACD. Could curl back over at the 0 line. And the slow stoke, we'll look for that to roll over for some headwind to the downside. Awesome oscillator, still in bear territory with green bars. Nothing to see here. The money flow index, that's not giving us any setup. We're about neutral there. Bollinger Band, no setup. Yeah, the buy setup here going into Friday, and that was a good setup. We actually had positive divergence on the 2 hour on SPX, so we kind of knew this was coming, but yeah, we don't want to trade. I just didn't want to trade any bounces. I didn't need any. All of our trades are well out in time, so I didn't need to play around with this because the price could have went lower first and then got a bounce. We didn't know that for sure, but we're at an objective short right now, and that's probably what you want to see right away. So we got the Bollinger Band, volume shelf, LA oscillator still negative there. Now let's change boards and show exactly what we're looking at. So we're still looking at the zigzag being the dominant situation. Here's the traditional pattern is the bearish rising wedge, and we ended our bear count, and we broke down, and we're back testing, and all we're doing from top to bottom here. Let me clean this up. We're looking for always the 50-60%, and then these days 786 is not unusual to retrace to. But like I said, we're already at the bottom of the wedge, so we could just reverse from this point. It's a 62% golden ratio, and so what we're looking for now is with, I think this one is in. You have an ABC zigzag for 2. That's very typical. Now this could be done, and now we're looking for a lower degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 wave moved down for the wave 3 in purple. All right, so we'll keep tracking this count. But what could happen with a light trading week is you could get some sideways action. Okay, we could get this as an A, B, maybe close the gap, B, and then a C flat pattern that goes up a little bit higher, and then you'd get your wave 2 over here, and that would probably give us some sort of doji or something for the week with the light week, and we get continuation. So that's why I want to keep our trades plenty of time when things like this, like short weeks, anything could happen. But right now it's a great objective short. So if we catch this short, what we want to do with our Friday lotto expiration and our Monday trade is we want to roll them out. We don't want to take the chance of them not making it all the way to that to this options expiration. So what we'll do is if we get back down to the zone, which is where the gap begins, we'll roll out our positions to next probably next Friday. I don't know that for a fact. You'll have to be in the Discord to figure that out. You can't predict what you're going to do, but I think that we'll roll it out to next Friday depending on the prices, therefore to give us more time for this to play out. Now this all could play out by this Friday, but the market loves to make things difficult for us traders. Okay, so that's our game plan. That's what I want to get out to you. This is what happens when we do a trade in the Discord. I do it for individual stock analysis members, and I'm also going to do a couple. It was the holiday, so I'm going to do a couple of the trade requests given and on those videos. I think it was CGC, and I can look. I'm not going to look it up right now. CGC and something else. Somebody requested, so I'll do those videos today as well. All right. We're getting really tight in price action, so I don't blame them for. I like that they want that analysis. We're getting really tight in here for this trade action. I had our initial move up here. Looks like a great impulse. We broke out from a channel on MJ, and we're back testing, and we're forming an equilibrium. I don't think this is necessarily a wave 4, A, B, C. That would be C down here, D. I don't think it's an actual triangle, but if this breaks below or breaks above, we'd have a good trade setup. This could be a B wave with a triangle in it, and we get a C for further correction before heading up as well. So we'll watch this equilibrium at this point to see which way it breaks. And all right, yeah, get this out to you. Thanks for joining us here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.